Chapter 3a, Ar-Rahman, the Most Gracious. The name Ar-Rahman describes an attribute of mercy that is so vast it encompasses every atom of the created world. It is the mercy of being. It does not depend on the merit or action of the recipient, rather it is the fundamental grace that provides the space, the light and the breath required for existence. If the essence, Allah, is the sun, then Ar-Rahman is the light that reaches every corner of the universe. It is the decision of the Absolute to be known and to share the gift of life. It is the reason the void was filled and the silence was broken. It is mercy in potency, the background radiation of all that is. While Rachamim in the Hebrew context often emphasizes intimate pity or the parental bond, gracious, Rahman, emphasizes the vastness and intensity of the grace that covers all things. It is the bridge between creation and care. Linguistically, both terms are constructed to denote a fullness or saturation of the attribute. Ar-Rahman, Arabic. Morphology: this follows the falan pattern in Arabic. This specific grammatical weight is used to describe a state that is overwhelming and vast, similar to how Achan means intensely thirsty. This pattern indicates a permanent inherent quality of the subject. The name Ar-Rahman appears as the definitive quality of the divine, often standing alone as a proper name for God, much like Elohim. Surah Al-Fatiha, 1:1. In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman, the most gracious, Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. Ar-Rahman is used here as a standalone proper noun. It establishes that the mercy is the source of all knowledge, mirroring the Hebrew concept that the grace, Channuwn, is the source of all sustenance. The stooping of Channuwn is the functional equivalent to the reached-out mercy of Ar-Rahim. While Ar-Rahman and Rasham are direct etymological cognates sharing the Rhm root, the comparison between Ar-Rahman and Channuwn reveals a functional and grammatical symmetry. In both the Hebrew and Arabic traditions, these specific forms Rahman and Channuwn represent the active and intensive state of divine favor. Channuwn is the adjective gracious used exclusively for God in the Hebrew Bible. It is the linguistic twin to the Arabic Ar-Rahman. While Channuwn emphasizes the giving nature of God, Ar-Rahman emphasizes the expansive mercy that sustains all life. The primary difference lies in the direction of the attribute. Rahman is the internal depth, womb, while Channuwn is the external movement, stooping. The bestowal of favor, Channuwn, and Ar-Rahman, the attributes of sustenance, while Ar-Rahman provides the capacity for mercy, the womb that holds creation, Channuwn provides the motion of mercy, the stooping to help the low. Jonah 4:2, For I knew that thou art a gracious God and merciful. In the 13 attributes of mercy, Channuwn is paired with Rasham, the direct cognate of the Arabic root, creating a linguistic closed loop of benevolence. Exodus 34:6, the Lord a God, Rasham, merciful/compassionate, and Channuwn, gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. Correlation: the bending and the womb linguistically to receive grace, Channuwn, is to have the divine bend down to you, to receive mercy, Ar-Rahman, is to be held within the womb of the divine. In both Hebrew and Arabic, the scriptures prove that God does not merely have these qualities, he is the source of the movement, the bend, and the space, the womb. Luke 1:78 Through the tender, splagnon, mercy, Elios, of our God, whereby the day spring from on high hath visited us. Just as Ar-Rahman is a name-like attribute, Channuwn is used exclusively in the Hebrew Bible to describe God. No human is ever called Channuwn, it is a saturated divine state of grace. Matt 23:9 And call no one your father on earth, for you have one Father who is in heaven. In the Arabic tradition, Ar-Rahman is the catalyst for all revelation and creation. The most merciful, Ar-Rahman, taught the Quran, created man. Quran 55:1, 3, Al-Hasan said eloquent speech. This refers to Allah teaching the Quran, that is teaching the servants how to recite it by making it easy for them to speak and pronounce letters with the various parts of the mouth such as the alveolar bridge, the tongue and the lips. In the Hebrew tradition, Channuwn, gracious, is the first attribute mentioned when describing God's disposition toward the fallen. Psalm 145:8 The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Here Channuwn acts as the catalyst. Because God is Channuwn, stooping in grace, he becomes Rashum, protective like a womb. In the Quranic structure, this name is so closely tied to the essence that it is treated with the same weight as the name Allah, signifying that the very nature of reality is rooted in compassion. Makal reported that one of the idolaters heard the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, saying when he was prostrating, O most gracious, O most merciful. The idolater said he claims to pray to one but he is praying to two. Then Allah revealed this ayah. Quran 17:110, say call upon Allah or call upon Ar-Rahman. 3 Channuwn vs. Rahman. To understand the difference between grace and mercy, we must look at the verbal roots. Channuwn, grace is to stoop or bend in kindness to an inferior, to be moved to favor. It is grace because it is a free act of the will. Numbers 6:25. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The verb channuwn means to be gracious or to show favor. In its primitive Semitic sense, it carries the physical connotation of bending or stooping. It is the movement of a king leaning down from a throne to hear a beggar. This verb is used when the soul acknowledges its total dependence on a higher power to bend down and intervene. Psalm 6:2, Chanini, be gracious to me/stoop to me, O Lord, for I am faint, heal me Lord, for my bones are in agony. Malachi 1:9, and now Channuwn, entreat/implore the favor of God that he may be gracious to us. The grammar of Channuwn proves that grace is an action, a deliberate lowering of the divine presence to meet the human condition. Racham, mercy/womb. This noun literally means womb. When used as a verb or attribute, it describes a love that is unconditional and constitutive, like the bond between a mother and her unborn child. Isaiah 49:15. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Chen, grace as a gift of perception. The noun chen refers to favor or grace. Etymologically, it suggests something that is precious or findable, a quality that makes one favorable in the eyes of another. It is unmerit and purely at the discretion of the giver. The first mention of grace in the Hebrew Bible establishes it as a shield against judgment. Genesis 6:8, but Noah found chen, grace/favor, in the eyes of the Lord. Linguistically, finding chen indicates that grace is not a commodity Noah earned but a beauty or favor the divine chose to see within him.